Came by and picked his up, and I give Randy one. But I made one for yeah. I think that's everybody. You got one today, didn't you? One of the remodeling. I got it today. Randy got one today.
Is that just the specs?
It's just the specs before we send them out. And they posted it on the county website. And then we had 4 vendors that we had dealt with, and he sent the specs specifically to all 4 of them. So I don't know how many bids we'll have.
Yeah, I used to cross it.
I found that one interesting.
Yeah.
Especially when you're supervisor.
Yeah. Well, me too.
Yeah, I knew you did too.
Yeah, me too. That one was done in there.
Anthony, I know. Is this for him too?
He wants one, I got an extra. Yes, and right after you go past the railroad, under the railroad tracks. Hi, how are you? Sign right here, please. Sir?
Let me ask you something about this charge that I come up when I was talking to Ron off of this. Regardless of what you charge, whether you're most high or the lowest or in between, does insurance companies have a preset amount they're going to pay, regardless of what you bill?
Yeah. If you bill $2,000, they're still going to pay $800. If you bill $600, they're going to pay you
Well, all we doing is just hurting the people that can't afford it.
if you jack it right.
If you jack it up.
Yeah, all you're doing is hurting the people.
But he checked and he's comparable with everything. So.
Right here, I mean, we are comparable. There's a little difference.
He's a little higher in one spot, a little cheaper in the other.
There's 43 counties, and it breaks all their runs down. And then what we did was we went back and we added them all up, and then we done their average.
Each insurance company is different, but some of the insurance companies pay on a percent, don't they?
The private insurance
They pay like 35 or 50.
like on a percent. Medicare plays a flat rate. Medicare plays a flat rate. And we're doing that stuff for ESOs and for the A&B billing. Like 49% of our billing is done through Medicare, and it don't matter what you charge, they're going to pay a flat rate.
So that's right at half of what we're doing.
Yeah. And then private insurance is like 18%, 16% of your bill. And private people with no insurance is like 9%. And those are the only 2 places, if you raise your rates, those are the only 2 that it's going to affect. Is your private insurance and
Got it mail for the policy, when I read
There's one thing I wanted to ask you about.
We're already running a tax-funded entity. Okay, these people are paying for him.
yeah, they're paying.
I mean, when Jackie goes out, they don't get a bill that you call the sheriff's department. When the road department does something from your house, they don't send you a bill for fixing the road. Now, I understand insurance. I understand Medicare, Medicare, Medicaid. I just don't like gap.
And this last, with this last category, that's where people, if they bill, if you go to their house, but you don't a lot of people don't. Then you've got some that do, which we don't. If we don't take you to the hospital, we're not going to bill into you.
Already has resigned.
So we don't bill you.
So all of
That's regardless. Insurance will not pay unless they take you to the hospital. So this category here, which we don't bill for. That would be like, you were getting up out of bed and you trip and fell and your wife coming out and she couldn't get you out of bed and you're like, honey, leave me alone a second. Well, she panics and she calls 911. Well, we show up and we get there, all we do is stick our hand up, close the hand, and we have to stand up and you're fine. We don't bill you for that. But in some places, they've got $300 way under your house.
look at the size of that county.
April, May, June, July.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah, they
There's a few private services in here that fulfill those.
Because Ron brought this up on Saturday, and he's all for it. I'm not.
That's what they're doing.
It's fun to do.
It's, I mean, the Medicare, if we hire you
Varies to be interesting.
and we file your.
All right, it's 6:30, we'll go ahead and bring the safety committee to order. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as taken by Randy at the last meeting we had?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion on the floor and a second to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
All agree and say aye. Aye. No lifetimes, okay. Got that over with? First thing that we've got to do tonight, y'all have a resolution in front of you this is to approve the money to be paid for the architect, engineer to do the architect on the, and for the new jail, and then it's going to reimburse the county right back into itself. It's basically what it is borrowing the money from the county to, once it's all approved, the money is approved for the addition to the new jail, it'll refund it back, it's money back into the county.
I can't vote for it because I've never heard anything about an addition to the jail. Till I got my.
Well, not a new jail, it's an addition.
Addition.
They've got
Bathroom, I don't care, I've heard nothing about it.
They've got 306 prisoners out there right now. That's what it was as today at 1 o'clock. It's 306 prisoners out there. And all this right here is to do is just to approve. Now, once we approve it, it goes to budget and finance. All it is for us to look it over and to see.
This is not, if I understood correctly, this is not saying that we're going to build a jail. This is just saying that we can recoup the money on what they spend doing
Right.
for the architects to do a study.
For doing his.
They're telling us how we can change it and what it's going to cost us to build an addition or whatever.
But it's going to reimburse.
But this is not saying that we
are building it.
are building it.
No.
Elaborate on that.
Can I ask you a question, Terry?
Yeah.
So this has been discussed in what committee that we may have to build over the jail?
Well,
Do you know?
really, no, I mean, I don't go to all other meetings.
I just didn't know where something come from, budget or finance.
No, I mean, it's coming to budget finance, but,
Is it jail oversight? Are they the ones that have recommended?
No, we haven't recommended as of yet.
Well, what are we voting on as reimbursement to the county in the form of bonds? We discussed in the jail oversight committee, we discussed that we're going to have a need. We do have a need. Bob Bass and Jim Hart both have done independent studies that didn't cost the county any money. And they both, but we are overcrowded. We were hanging around 290 or something like that. And at one time, the jail was supposed to hold that many people, but for whatever reason, when they came in, they said we didn't have enough space, we didn't have enough square footage for them, so they had to take out so many beds and reduced us to 250. But we are running over 300. But there's other aspects that we have not looked at. How many state prisoners do we have?
Well, they shipped off last week to get it under 300. They shipped off 40 something.
How many have left?
I don't know how many they have left because Jackie has had surgery and he's not been, and we didn't have a March meeting. Me and Scott both was out of pocket, so they didn't have enough to have a meeting.
Okay.
We didn't have one in March. We should be having one this week or next week.
I'm meeting with Jackie in the morning about some of the stuff.
But, and you're asking about the state employees. The state is the one telling us that that we got to have more room. We have state employees, but they're not going to get them.
Is this through the partnership program, or is this the state action?
No, the state, the partnership program is the only reason we're still certified. Because we are in that partnership program and we're agreeing to do something.
Yeah.
Is the only reason we're still certified. They're letting us go over capacity because we're promising that we are going to fix the problem, or at least attempt to fix it. But they're telling us we need more employees, and the jail was not built in an organized manner at all.
What was talking, what was built is gonna be able to run the whole jail with 2 people from a pod system and all this, that, and the other, and it never.
They got a pod system, but all the pods are so full, they got people, they've taken all the storage rooms and turned them into, they've got people in every nook and cranny over there. They went in and put metal ceilings in for the weekend room, for the non-criminal ones.
And to answer your question about knowing about this, I found out about 12 o'clock today.
Well, I just
Herschel said it needs to come through us to get approval for the architect to look at it, then it goes to budget and finance. And
And of course, you go before the full court.
it goes in front of the full court. But it has to come through this committee before we can do anything else. And that's what I was told today.
The pod system out there is not too bad, but they've got them in all storage
I
rooms.
know they've had problems. I mean, I've been around here a few years, and I know there's been a problem with overcrowdedness, and that's not something new that jumped out of the sky on us, but still, I didn't know that it was gone so far, because money, where's it gonna come from?
Well, that'd have to be a bond issue, and that's what this resolution addresses here. If you let them take a look at it, nobody does nothing for free anymore. So if they do, if you've got to pay them to
To give you a study on
to find out what you can do and what you can't do and what the cost would be. All right, to recoup that and put that in our bond money, you can pass this resolution, and when you do your bond, it'll reimburse the county for what we was out. And I mean, what we
It'd
made.
be part of your long-term payback.
It'd be a part of your long-term, and it'll have to be long-term debt. I mean, that's the only way to do it. But I don't know what you do. I mean, your capacity, and the state's kind of telling you got to do something. So, I mean, just to stub up and say you
But
ain't
the
going to do that.
the state does pay extra for prisoners that we hold too.
Yeah, I just wondered if.
But the state pens
I
are
asked
full
you,
too.
if we got the state prisoners out of our county jail, we wouldn't be over capacity, what's been the case in the past.
You're probably correct, but the state can't hold them either because they're full. And you're either going to pay local taxes or state taxes, or your state taxes is going to pay the county to hold the prisoners or something. But it's just a vicious circle, and it's going to be on you one way or the other. Incarceration and education is the 2 biggest bills we face.
Well, I know Jackie told me it was down to
You know?
309 today. When I talked to
He
him.
drove this morning.
That is right, though, is it not? Is that not your 2 biggest expenses?
2 o'clock today.
I left at 5, it was 3:11.
But
311.
do we have architects that can build a jail that's usable?
Yes, sir. If I could, I'm feeling like we came to a place we weren't invited, but.
Well, I'm sorry.
My name is Derek Clemo, and this is Alan Hill, and I just want to tell you why we're here. We were asked 6 weeks ago to go look at the facility, and that was when the state was here visiting, and Herschel said, could you come look at it with us and do some preliminary evaluations and talk to us about it. And we came and we met with the state people, and we told them, yes, we have lots of experience locally, and we knew these people with the state because TCI and us have just finished putting together the jail up at Spencer. And so we started that process, and it became real evident very quickly that there's a lot of issues with the jail. I guess everybody in this room knows that there are issues not only overcrowding, but just long-term planning and what you do and how much ground you've got that you can add on to it. And we figured out that it wasn't easy and we weren't going to be able to do it by ourselves. We enlisted some other people on the mechanical electrical side to help put together an analysis. And then I have been talking to Herschel over the past weeks, and he kept saying, well, I think what we're going to have to do is put some funding together to do this, and he never really quite explained it. So when you all were discussing this, we're on the same learning curve you are. But what I suspect he's saying is we have given a proposal that would outline the scope of work that we would prepare to give you the information about expansion, what expansion costs, what kind of projections of enrollment we could make in terms of staffing, what we could do, and we could prepare accurate studies. The problem with that is it involves a lot of time, and all we have to do is sell our time. So I suspect, although I haven't seen this document here, is it's a methodology to know that if this is cost to the county, they want to roll this back into a long-term financial package if and when it proceeds. And what we have proposed, by the way, in our presentation, and there's several in this room who know us, we're doing the schoolwork here and have worked in the county a long time, and what we had proposed is that we would credit all of our preamble effort toward a major project, if that's what you ended up doing in the end, because in the end we're looking obviously to be compensated for our time, but as we're doing it now, it's very speculative on your part and on our part. We're trying to decide what it would take and what kind of monies were involved, and we get involved so many times with projects that are really poorly thought out to start with, and they come to us and say, well, we think this ought to be $3 million, and it ends up that you can't do what they're proposing to do for $3 million, and in some cases they're overfunding projects. So we applaud, and we know Herschel from way back because we've worked with him in project relationships. He knows the value of getting numbers accurately from the beginning rather than saying, oh, we need X or we need Y. We really don't know without some accurate analysis. That's why we were here tonight. And the reason we were here is because we came to the Education Committee and I had seen it in the paper that you all were having this meeting at 6:30, and it said, well, we're right here. We're just going to see what they're doing.
Well, you're welcome.
So I hope we're welcome. But that's a little explanation to the background of it.
What kind of money we talking about that we're going to have this upfront money, fee money?
Honestly, I can't answer that question because I wasn't
I
down.
don't know, but what this resolution's doing is saying that if and when we build the jail, we can include this upfront money in with the bond, and we can pay for it over 30 years instead of over
I understand, but
today.
I'm just saying, what is this upfront money? Is it $1,000 or $100,000?
I don't know.
No idea.
Could I ask a question, please? Could I ask Mr. Clemmon?
Yes.
Is it usually a percentage, your fee is usually a percentage of?
If we're doing the project, but in this case, it was an analysis of existing, what was compliant with TCI, what isn't compliant with TCI, where did they come up with the square footage limitation? All of those kinds of things are going to be factored into making analysis of yours. So we had given a proposal, and then
That's going to be with
the last I heard from Herschel is he said, well, we'll probably have to solicit additional proposals from others. So I don't know what his overall thought is.
But our proposal had, I believe, 3 parts. One was to look at the condition of the existing building and just talk about what maintenance needed to happen at the facility, or either for condition issues or to save money in operating costs long term. Another part was to look at the feasibility of additions, and then a third part was to look at how to best use space back in the existing building. So our proposal did have some different components, but I think I heard the number 100,000 mentioned a moment ago. It was well under that.
Wait, like a quarter.
Yeah.
We can't ask you what you're going to charge.
Well, hopefully you said no. You can ask what we would cost, what we would charge. What the important thing is that you can't take bids and then say, okay, you're the lowest, you're the one.
Okay.
It's like going to a dentist and you pick a dentist based on reputation. Cost should be considered, but not as a part of your decision. It's after the fact.
Terry, is it just, if it was gonna be more than $5,000, then don't we have to bid it?
I think that's what Herschel
That's
was
what you're
saying.
We
talking
do, but I thought they told us in financial management, when we done actual projects like that, we weren't allowed to negotiate prices until after we. You pick. We're not supposed to give you a price. And it's because of state law. I mean, it's not nothing we done. It's the state passed the law. Right. You're not supposed to bid professional services. So Yes. you all are supposed to pick someone. Yes. and then negotiate with them is the way it has to be done.
Like I said, I don't have a problem that we may need work at the jail. I don't have a problem that we got overcrowding at the jail. I got a problem with voting on something that I've heard nothing about. That it was even coming, that we were gonna do an expansion. I mean, not anything. That's the only problem I got with it. We've got no information to vote on it.
Do we, okay, let's see here.
Am I the only one that feels that way?
No. I think we're putting the cart before a horse. Because, you know,
Well, no, we've been talking about it in the jail oversight for 6 months or better, that we're gonna have to do something eventually. And our year is gonna be up this fall. So we gotta do something.
Well, it looks to me like the people involved with the jail would be the ones voting on the resolution, not us that knows nothing about it.
I don't know why it come to this
I come
committee.
It comes to this committee, we do the committee,
We
the
do
the
budget and all that.
We fund the jail, so I can
That's
see
right.
where it can probably come to.
It comes to us and then to them, and as far as the jail oversight committee, they just approve the print. We
You're
don't do
saying,
that.
Charles, that we were told that we had a year to do this,
I've heard that.
and you're saying that's coming up this fall?
To get something in motion. Every time you get certified, you have a year to get all your compliances in order.
Oh, our jail certification, I
Right.
understand, okay.
Right.
Or you gotta show progress towards it.
Yeah, you gotta show some kind of progress. That's why we joined with this other and had them 2 independent surveys that came with Bob Bass and Jim Hart. But now we have been discussing it, and we do know we're gonna have to do something. It's coming.
Well, I mean, just seeing the numbers out there, you know you gotta do something.
We've been up to 320 and 330. And I think it's 251, I think is what we can handle. See, they made us take out some beds to get certified.
Well, I know we met with them forever trying to tell us what we need to do to get certified, and they said, we can't tell you. We can recommend, but we can't tell you.
Well, that's what they do. I mean, they recommended what we needed to do, but space is what they wanted. And they keep taking storage rooms and turning them into cells, and then that puts people over here and then over here, and that takes you away from your pod system. That's why they need more employees. The pod system does. One guard can watch 100 inmates with the pod system. But you can't scatter them over the whole jail and watch them.
He said it was 311 when he left today. And I said it was 309, so he brought 2 in since I left.
But this committee's the one got to pay, because we do the budget and the funding like.
See, the safety committee used to be involved in the jail oversight committee, but we quit doing that. It was in it for a few years.
This resolution came from Herschel, did it not?
Yes, it did.
So the resolution is really for nothing but a study on the jail.
Correct.
It's eventually going to run into doing something, though. This resolution is going to lead. The only thing it's doing is
But the only
saying
thing we're voting on tonight is to approve
the money, that the money can be recouped.
for the study.
Yeah, say we spend $50,000, say it's just $50,000. If we spend $50,000 and we don't pass this resolution, when we do this bond, we can't add that $50,000 on it, so we got to take it out of our general funds. So this way we can take this 50 and make it on a bond and pay on that 50,000 over a period of several months instead of out of the